Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessTrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. Guys, do me a favor, click the channel, click the like button, support the channel. Hopefully, again, I will continue to point you in the right direction. So last week we had pretty significant technical damage that the Qs, the AI risk on trade came to a stall, right? I don't want to say it came to a halt, but came to a stall. As we talked about in the weekend video, significant back tests, especially names like SanDisk and Micron, and the Qs put in a definitive. Okay, it's something that we don't have to have a conversation about going into the future. The Qs put a definitive line in the sand for the future, and that is the 686 level. Guys, this will be, and I will reiterate this price every single video so you don't get caught offhand. The Qs held, successfully tested the June lows last week, and this becomes a massive area for the bulls if they want to survive this latest round of backtest for the foreseeable future. I don't want to be over dramatic, but that's kind of where we are right now. So the bulls are going to need a lot of work to get back above those levels that they lost last week. We started seeing pre-market NASDAQ was up 1%, as we talked about on the weekend video. Can we get a dead cat bounce? Sure. It was fueled by some news that Google is developing an in-house chip. It started spiking up everything to do with AI, including the semiconductors, including the storage names, and not so much, right? Not so much. Everything gave back. Dow closed down 0.3%. S&P went red, and the NASDAQ that was up over 1%. Finished slightly in the red. And as you can see here by the QQQs, got rejected off the 10-day supply. So again, 686 will be the successfully appreciated and price discovery area going into the future. If you look at the individual names, and I don't want to go through every single stock, but I want to, kind of just talk about some individual names in the mega cap technology sector that should be kind of warranted your attention if this is a group that you participate. Let's start off with SanDisk, right? So SanDisk, and again, just like Micron, and we'll go through some names. SanDisk, just like Micron, attempted to rally. I know it looks like it's up, up a lot and up 3%, but all SanDisk did was put in a lower high and inside day from the previous week selling. It didn't even get close to the 5-day moving average, which again is not a great sign. You look at Micron, right? Micron, you'd figure out, Micron definitely rallied today and it looked great. At one point, Micron was up 50, 60 points, and that's it, nothing, man. It got rejected off the 5-day. Again, the 5-day represents the shortest term sentiment. Whoever has control of the 5-day supply has control of short-term move. And you can see here it got rejected off the 5-day moving average and basically sold off about $35 off its highs. If Micron wants to rally, it's super important, super necessary for Micron to get back above the 5-day moving average for a potential move back to the 50-day moving average. Bitcoin today, right? Bitcoin had a little bit of burst today. Bitcoin reclaimed back the 65,000 area. A couple of names that are correlated with Bitcoin first one is Micro Strategies. It doesn't look horrible, right? It doesn't look horrible. Bitcoin can actually stage a rally, and you can see the 20-day supply got rejected on July the 15th. It got rejected today. If we can get another move on Bitcoin, when you guys, I don't follow this shit, but if you guys can get another move on Bitcoin, and you do trade MSTR, if it could just reclaim back the 20-day moving average, it could actually pop a bit as well. So keep an eye on that. Coinbase, another derivative off the Bitcoin move. Again, a lot of supply, right? It's not as clean, or at least nowhere near as clean as MSTR. It's kind of just stuck in this digestion cycle. It's not here nor there. It's not the top of the channel. It's not the bottom of the channel. So if you are playing one of these derivatives, Bitcoin, whether it's MSTR or Coinbase, watch MSTR over the 20-day. It's a much cleaner chart than Coinbase. Let's talk about Microsoft. Microsoft is actually holding up fairly well compared to everything else. If there is a continuation, or at least the bulls try to stabilize in the next couple of days and the market wants to rally, guys, watch Microsoft above last week's highs. This thing looks good. I mean, compared to everything else, this thing just is holding up very well. It's held the 10-day moving average a number of days, closed back above the 50-day. If it could get back above last week's highs, this thing can absolutely wake up. You have PLTR. PLTR, I will tell you this much. PLTR is not selling off compared to the last couple of days on some of the other aggressive moves lower. We saw some pretty aggressive call buying today for the weekly 138, 139, and 140 calls. This setup is starting to resemble Microsoft from last week. If you guys remember Microsoft from last week before it made its move, you see all this digestion, right? The digestion, right? And slowly got back above the digestion, started rallying. Well, look at PLTR as well. There's a lot of distribution here below the supply. If PLTR could just get back above all the supply in the next couple of days and the market holds up, this thing could actually wake up as well. Again, anything that doesn't go down as the market gets heavy, it's usually pretty good. So if we do get an uptick in the markets, keep an eye on PLTR in the next couple of days. Amazon held up fairly well in the last couple of days as well. If you guys remember, a couple of days ago, it exploded above the 50-day moving average, followed through, and just kind of died like everything else. Today, it rallied back to the 50-day moving average, got rejected off the 50-day moving average. Keep an eye on this thing in the next couple of days. If it could reclaim back the 50-day moving average, maybe we could see a sign. Maybe we could see a move back to last week's highs. Let's keep an eye on that as well. Meta tried to get back above, try to get back above weekly supply, got faded, needs to get back above. Netflix continues to be completely irrelevant after earnings. Apple today lost the previous day's range. For a time being, it lost the 5-day moving average before getting it back. Keep an eye on this thing. The last thing the bulls want to do is, kind of give back today's range for tomorrow. Oracle will never go up ever again, just for us to talk. But, CRM is actually bucking the trend here, okay? Oracle can't find the bid. Obviously, I'm joking. Oracle can't find the bid, but CRM, which is kind of in the same group here, is, teetering around that 34 EMA on the 50-day moving average. This thing just needs to get back above last week's highs, and this thing could actually explode. And Tesla. Last but not least, but Tesla, this is the only thing I basically trade these days, man. Tesla, as we talked about on the weekend update, there's a good chance we're going to get back to that 370 level. Guys, we are a doorsteps away from confirming the June lows, right? We're not that far. As you can see here, there is not that far away. I know the stock reports on Wednesday. Matter of fact, you got, let's see here, we got... let's see it today, basically nothing. Tomorrow, who's reporting tomorrow? Triple M, nothing really tomorrow in the technology space. Wednesday, we kick it off again. We got Google, we got Tesla, we got IBM, who already guided lower on their quarter. We got NOW, Texas Instruments. So Tesla, look, your guess is as good as mine what's going to happen on earnings. But the last thing the bulls want to do is give back that June range going into the quarter. Any talks of merging with SpaceX, and if you've been following me for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, I mean, bro, this thing is just dead. It's just dead. I mean, just absolutely dead. Is this going to be the greatest thing in the world for SpaceX and to Tesla to actually merge, to take on all that SpaceX debt? Not really, but kind of going back to the Tesla scenario. Look, if we lose the June lows tomorrow, yeah, folks, there's a lot of room down ahead of earnings. Now, whether earnings comes in great, crappy or indifferent is a whole completely different story. We will see, and we will be determined on Wednesdays after the close. But for tomorrow, at least for all you guys who trade Tesla, and I've been known once or twice and 250,000 times to trade the stock, I will be definitely watching the June lows. If it violates the June lows, this thing could have a next leg down prior to the earnings. So again, technically, folks, we are, didn't get anything accomplished today on the NASDAQ 100 or honestly any other index. We try to reclaim back the 5-day. We got rejected. Again, 386 continues to be the line in the sand. Very uninspired move by the bulls to kind of reclaim back those levels. A lot of inside days, a lot of very uninspired moves. But the most important part is you have to know, you have to read the tea leaves. You have to know which way the wind is blowing. You can't buy strength when the market is underneath supply. It's the most basic thing in technical analysis. It has nothing to do with the PS60 theory. Any stock that's going to be underneath supply, more chances than not, unless it's a massive rally on some sort of news, is probably going to get rejected at some sort of supply zone. So it really wasn't any shock, right? Any shock that we attempted to get back above, got rejected, and kind of drifted to red for the rest of the day. Again, we have a game plan for tomorrow. We know what our pivots are. Yeah, look, if we do rally, I will watch PLTR. I will watch Microsoft. I will watch Amazon. But if we continue to go down, all focus is definitely on Tesla. Guys, good night. God bless. Hope everybody's doing well. And with God's help, I'll see you on the field tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.